Okay, so for producers and electronic musicians out there, it's kind of hard to set up a live stream that you can use with YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, and all that, where the audio is actually routing from your software, whether you're using Ableton, whether you're using Logic, whether you're using FL Studio, to route the audio from that software into OBS. It took quite a while for me to figure out how to do that, but it's very useful. So this lets you do live streaming, live radio shows, where you can both record the video in like OBS, which is this software right here you see, or and you can customize OBS to do anything. You can just have a logo. This layout I have is just good for teaching because I can show you the screen and you can see my face and there's notes and titles and everything. But you can have anything on this screen. But to get the audio to come in down here, if you see this audio, the audio is working. And if I open up FL Studio and I play something, see the kick. I'm just playing a random kick. The audio comes through, and the audio is being recorded or streamed through OBS. Now to do that, for a PC, you want to come down here to Settings and choose Audio. And for desktop audio, you want to enable it. So it's either disabled or enabled. You want to enable it on a PC. I'm using a Mac, so it's different. For a Mac, it's not that easy. If it was a PC, it would have been really, really easy, and that just solves the problem. You just enable a desktop audio, and then OBS will record anything you have on the desktop. So when you're playing music through Ableton, when you're producing in FL Studio, when you're even playing a YouTube video or playing music on SoundCloud, OBS will pick up the audio and record it. Okay, but on a Mac, you see over here, you want to choose Soundflower. So you have to go and download Soundflower. Just go online, look up Soundflower, and download it. Okay. If you can only get the 2-channel one, get that, because I got a package that has both the 2-channel Soundflower and the 64-channel Soundflower. And the 64-channel Soundflower is a pain because when you open up your audio settings in FL Studio or in Ableton, you have like 64 Soundflower things there. So it's hard to find your audio interface or to find other audio settings because there's like 64 of these Soundflower damn channels. So to use a Mac and you want to route this, come to Settings, use Audio again, and once you have downloaded Soundflower, you want to use Soundflower 2-channel right here as desktop audio. Okay. Now it gets a little more complicated because this doesn't just solve the problem. There's something else you have to do. Okay. I thought this would work. I tried it. It didn't work. So you still have to route the audio from whatever you're using. And the problem is you think you can go into Ableton and use, or I'll use FL Studio. So you think you could come to FL Studio where the master track is here, and as the output, you think you can use Soundflower 2-channel, Soundflower, whatever, channel 1. See, there's all these Soundflowers. But you think you can use Soundflower 2-channel right here as your output. I'm not going to click it because it might mess up the audio, but it doesn't work that way. It doesn't come through because you're using an audio interface. So my microphone is connected to an audio interface, which is external to the computer. And I'm trying to get audio that's coming from the audio interface and from FL Studio. So there's two things I'm trying to get audio from. If I just did Soundflower, I'll only get the audio in FL Studio, which might pick up the microphone. I haven't tried it, but I know in Ableton it doesn't work because I set Ableton to do the same thing, and it wouldn't pick up any of the audio from Ableton. So if you want to make something called a multi multi-output device. So you have to customize your own audio setting. That's a multi-output device, okay? So to do that, you have to come, once Soundflower is downloaded, you have to, I'm gonna exit out of here. I'm gonna come back in to this and open. So this is what you're working with. You're just working in Mac with your Finder. So you open your Finder in the Mac and you come to your applications, okay? And I looked and looked for Soundflower in the applications here, but it's not here. It's hiding further in applications. You have to come to utilities. So go to applications and then go to utilities. All right, and in utilities, there's something called the Midi Audio Midi Setup app. So from the Audio Midi Setup app, double click on that to open it. And here, I already have one made, but you're not going to have this. This isn't going to be there. All right, you're going to have all of the outputs that your computer currently has, which will be Soundflower once you download it, the built-in output, built-in microphone, and if you have an audio interface, your audio interface will be there. Okay, but you want to make an output that connects all of those together. So you want to make your own output that's going to connect this on aggregate. So the mbox, so the audio interface, the Soundflower, and your built-in output are now, you want to put them all into one. So you make your own. You press this plus right here. Okay, that's going to make a new output device. And from this output device, you're going to check everything that you want to put into it. So you're going to check your audio interface, and you're going to check Soundflower, okay, and your built-in output. So check these three boxes, whatever, and that is your multi-output device now. So what you want to do, and this will still work with like your regular laptop speakers and everything, you want to come to your Apple over here, System Preferences, and under System Preferences, you're going to come into the Sound, and make sure you, as your output, your input is your audio interface, okay? So everything coming from the audio interface is coming into the system. So like if you're recording anything externally through the interface, make sure the input is still the interface. In my case, it's an mbox Pro. But then make sure the output, okay, the output that you're pushing out is this multi-output device, all right? So the multi-output device is selected there. And then in Ableton, all right, if I open up a set that I've recently, so my live set here, man, I'm tired. So in this live set, you're going to come up to Live Preferences, and now in here, so you're mostly going to perform like radio shows and streaming shows using Ableton, because Ableton's more for a live performance. All right, this audio output device here, make sure this is multi-output. It makes sense once you run it through your mind like a ton of times. Like it actually starts to make sense. But when you're first learning all this audio crap, man, it's pretty confusing. But it'll make sense. So basically the input, yeah, it's the same thing. Like all of your inputs want to be your interface, because that's where your audio is entering your computer. So you want to make your input the audio interface. In my case, it's the mbox. And then you want your output from Ableton to be this multi-output device. So it's picking up the primary sound driver, it's picking up the interface, and it's picking up the Soundflower thing that you downloaded. And the Soundflower is what's patching in to the streaming software, which is OBS here, okay? So I hope this is making sense. So your output from Ableton is going to be the multi-output device, all right? So now anything you do in Ableton, see, hopefully this is coming through. I have an MPD here. This is awesome. I love this thing. I have this, which I connect to Ableton, but it's not plugged in right now. I can test it, but you get the point. So anything that you play here in Ableton will come through, because it's going through a multi-output device. Okay. So that all of that is now coming into this software here, which is OBS, where you're able to stream. So you can slap a logo, you can do whatever you want to do with your record label, with your own music brand, and stream this live online, doing it that way. So it works. I think it's a good tip for you all that want to do live streaming, live radio shows, live performances, anything like that. And I hope it helps you. If you have any questions, you can, or if you want to go back, I know it's a very complicated topic, but if you want to go back and watch it again, it might help. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments or message me. I'll answer every one of them. And yeah, have a great day. Peace out.